This is Brother West, Prophet West, coming to you again with another word of encouragement. And I do have a word, and this word is, I guess, reparation. This word that I have, I guess, in a sense, it's a sense of vindication. And the Bible simply says, "Be not deceived, God is not marked. Whatsoever man soweth, that will he also reap." And there is a song, there is a poetic poem that's going to take place in many of your lives, and I'm going to explain briefly. But before I explain, for those who hadn't subscribed and that watch me, please subscribe. Just in the right hand corner. After subscribe, also there's a bell right next to it, and that just simply means that whenever I come on, that just simply means that it's going to notify you that I'm alive or that I've uploaded a video. So that's all it is. But this is the word that I want to speak to many of you. And the thing about it, in me saying this, is that many of you, you've given, you've helped. And many of you are givers, and you're givers, and you give so much that it hurts. You love deep. You love so much and you love deep that when you hurt deep. You hurt hard. And so there's so many times, there's so many episodes where in your life, everybody around you was satisfied. Everybody around you was, I guess the word, fulfilled or happy, or it seems like everyone around you is content. You've ever been in situations where you've made choices where you was with a person because of them, not because of you, but because they were so in love with you, or they were so into you. So because you felt sorry for them, that you didn't want to hurt their feelings, and so you went along with it. You accepted them in your life, and you pretended that you were cool when you wasn't. And so what was so unfortunately, and so many of you in this place now, where the person loves you more than you love them. They care about you more than you care about them. There's some of you just like that, or you're in a situation where it's like you're giving 99%, and they only giving 1%. And so many of you, you're worn out with that. And just in life in general, you've been in situations, you've been in episodes where you've been helping. You've always wanted to support people, and you've always supported people even in ministry. You support people in their ministries, you support people in their vision, and you've always been someone that was dependable and someone who was always there. But there's been so many times in your life that when you needed someone, that you needed some help, that you needed a friend, that you needed a voice, that you needed assistance or something, always, it wasn't there. It wasn't there at all. And so this thing is for you. The Bible tells us to be not weary in well doing, and so many of you have done so many good things. You've lacked. You've sacrificed your last to make sure that other people would live and other people would be happy. You would give the shirt off your back, and many of you, you've had this posture, you've had this position in all of your life, and I just want to let you know, God has remembered. God did not forget your labor of love, because the Bible tells us not to be weary in well doing, because in due season you're going to reap your harvest. You're going to reap your reward. And so this is what I hear. I hear the word is poetic justice. Poetic justice. So in other words, the definition of poetic justice is when a person gets exactly what they deserve. Exactly what they deserve. And so some of you that people, so many people that have done so many things, but it seems like they've escaped. It seems like they've gotten by, they've gotten over. It seems that way, that they're not going to get what they deserve. It seems like the way. But I just come to let you know that don't worry about them, but just focus on you, because there are so many people that God wants you to take your hand off of, that he might execute and do what he's going to do. Because the Bible says, "Be not deceived, God is not marked. Whatsoever a man or woman soweth, that will he or she also reap." And so there's a harvest coming. And see, what's happened is that there is two rewards, or there's two harvests that's coming. There's two things that's coming at the same time, and one is to reward for faithfulness. One is to reward for diligence, but the other is to bring judgment. And the reason why I have to bring judgment is because many have heard to turn, to forgive, to do certain things, but many has omitted to hear what God was saying. And so because they have omitted to hear what God is saying, many are receiving chastisement, many are receiving punishment, many are receiving judgment just because they didn't hear what God is saying. And so because of it, this is the result. The result is this right here. And the reward and the punishment. And so these are two things that are happening. These are two things that are taking place in this hour and this season. And so just know, don't worry. Poetic Justice. There's an anthem that's playing. And I just want to say this right here. God has remembered your labor of love. And so the poetic justice is in the fact that God did not forget all of your tears that you cried late at night. As a matter of fact, he was bottling those tears up. Every one of them, he knew. And so those tears serve as a cry from your heart, your heart's desires. And see, one of the justice, one of the poetic justice that's taking place, that's going to take place, is that God is giving, and as God is causing that place in your heart, when you were still sacrificing and doing for God, when it still felt like when you was helping others, but it felt like nobody was helping you, when you sacrificed, when you gave your all and all and all, and you forgot, and you thought that God had forgot your heart, your cry. You were doing things and you was crying out, God, help me, God. God, I know what your word says, God, but I see my condition, God. But I'm going to stay obedient. I'm going to keep being kind. I'm going to keep being nice. I'm going to keep doing what you call me to do. But God, when you decide to, when you want to stop by, remember me. And I just want to let you know that God has remembered you. God has remembered you. I just want to let you know He has. God bless you.